What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time and support. And frankly, I need all of it because I'm struggling to process and believe everything that I saw tonight with the Detroit Pistons. Did they really just cap off a 20-point blowout against the Miami Heat on the road? 116-96? Holding a team under 100 points, knowing what this defense is like and has been all season? I cannot believe what I'm saying. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But color me pleasantly surprised and very proud of what the Pistons did tonight, man. This was a really cool game. This could have went either way. The first half was a very nip and tuck game. Miami would go on their runs. The Pistons would go on their runs. They were giving each other their best blows in the first half. But the second half, the Pistons just out of nowhere flipped a switch on offense and defense where they were able to slow down Tyler Hero a lot better than they did in the first half, where they were able to get in these rhythms offensively and get shots that were either defended or not defended, and they were still able to knock them down. And so much of a surge on both sides of the floor that it resulted in a 20-point blowout of the Miami Heat. And again, you held them under 100 points. Holding a team under 100 in today's NBA is so rare. It's like scoring north of 100 points in the NBA is basically common at this point. And you were able to hold them under 100 for the first time all season, even without Jimmy Butler being on the court. If you would have came up to me and said the Pistons are going to be playing Miami with no Jimmy buckets tonight, what's going to happen? My prediction was a loss. I did not think it was going to be a win for the Pistons tonight, and to do it in this kind of convincing fashion is absolutely insane. So let's unpack it. Let's talk about what we saw tonight, and let's set it up accordingly too, because there's a very important point that needs to be kept in mind here. A lot of the focus coming into this season was on the young player development. That's what you expect for a young restoring team. So what was Cade Cunningham going to look like in year two? Unfortunately, we're not going to see because he's hurt. I'm still sad. Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren. What was Sadiq Bey going to look like? What's Killian Hayes going to look like? What's Isaiah Stewart going to look like? Even a Marvin Bagley or Isaiah Livers. Like, these young players were the focus of the Pistons' development and basically their priority of the season. And unfortunately, it's, gone a few different ways because of injuries, because of struggles, because of their inexperience, because of coaching, because of everything. Been going a whole lot of different ways, a whole lot of ups and downs for the young players. But so much credit needs to be given to Troy Weaver, because the two guys he was able to steal this offseason have not only carried the Pistons tonight in the win that they just had against the Heat, they've basically been carrying this season for a lot of what this team has needed. Because Bojan and Alec Burks, without those two, this Pistons team might be completely unwatchable and unbearable. Those two were sensational tonight. And see how they were able to pry Bojan away from Utah for what we sent over there for their package. For what we got Alec Burks for. And, they didn't give anything away to New York in that deal. But basically the way they were able to grab him from New York and see how serviceable and impressive they were tonight, you gotta give their hats off to them, man. They were unbelievable. And again, the Pistons will be unwatchable without them this season. 31 points tonight for Bojan Bogdanovic. Had 3 points in the first half. Really didn't shoot a whole lot in the first half. I think he shot 3 or 5 times? He really didn't shoot that often. Then, out of nowhere, he just hit an unbelievable rhythm and went off for 28 in the second half with shots that Miami couldn't do nothing with. Whether it was a hand in the face, whether he was playing catch and shoot ball, hitting step backs, or getting to the lane for easy layups, whatever it was that Bojan wanted, he was getting. He has been absolutely spectacular this season. He has been an absolute shock. I know I've been on his behind about dribbling too much and, predicating himself as, a one-on-one offensive juggernaut. But considering where the Pistons are at and considering how inconsistent their young players have been, I kind of understand how he's playing at this point. And they've needed it, especially in terms of getting these victories. So shout out to Bogey for how he played today. Alec Burks the same way, man. 18 points off the bench. Shout out to the whole bench in general. The Pistons bench scored 54 points tonight. You got 18 from Burks. You got 14 from Sadiq. I think 11 from Corey Joseph. They were getting unbelievable production. So well to the point of when they were playing I think half of the third quarter, they were able to play a good chunk of the fourth because they were on such a roll that you didn't have to bring your starters back in. Casey felt comfortable keeping the bench in and letting them close out and keep their momentum going in the fourth quarter, and it paid tremendous dividends for them. They were unbelievably sound all game, and it was led by Alec Burks off the bench. Gosh, I love watching his game. Watching him play catch and shoot ball, his ability to hit step back jumpers, like his ability to get to the free throw line. One of my favorite plays of the whole night, I think it was Beef Stew who was setting a pick for Killian. He set a pick for Killian and rolled off to the, I think the high post. Actually, no, he rolled into the paint and got a pass from Killian. Beef Stew hit a pump fake, got two Miami Heat players off the floor. Got them for a pump fake, got them off their feet. Instead of shooting, Beef Stew drops off a corner kick to a wide open Alec Burks three. Now, that was one of my favorite plays of the night for two reasons. One, love the aspect of Alec Burks catch and shoot basketball. Prying him away from the Knicks was huge because you need veteran scorers like him who can create their own shot and also take pressure off of young guards like Killian Hayes and Jaden Ivey, who are still trying to find their way. So having a guy like him to mentor them, basically by action and by his coaching, because he's very vocal as well with the guys, that's a huge service for them. And I love watching him be able to play with the young players. The second thing I love was Beef Stew's passing. He's not a passer. That's not an aspect of his game that anybody was anticipating or looking for. But him being able to make that shows a sign of growth. It shows that he's thinking bigger than what he's been doing. Are there some things and aspects I don't like about his game? Yes. Do I still think he'd probably be better suited with how he plays on the bench? Absolutely. But I got to give him his credit for how he's been playing. Shooting 36% from three this year. You know, he really played some good defense tonight. I think he had a double-double of 11 and 11. He's really been impressive. More impressive than I anticipated him being because, again, while I want to see the Pistons do different things with their big man position, I can't say that he's been bad or hasn't been anything but impressive this season. One of the biggest things we were looking at with Beef Stew was his three-point jumper. Was that going to develop? Was he going to be able to be consistent with that? And hitting 36% on 4 attempts a game is pretty good efficiency for him, especially considering where our bar was probably set. Like, if you would have said that Beef Stew was hitting 33% of his threes right now, we'd all be pretty happy with that. North of 35 is pretty good. 36 for him on 4 attempts, I got to give him credit for that. That's very impressive. That's very helpful for this team. Now, going back to Bojan and Alec Burks, I don't know what their future is with this team, honestly. I don't know if the Pistons are going to look to flip them at the deadline. I don't know if they want to keep them and just let them build with this team. But considering where they're at and considering the leverage that Troy Weaver has established in terms of how Bojan's contract is set up, how Alec Burks' 1-year trial run is set up, he's put in a position where he could either keep 2 really good players that are veterans that really fit pretty good with this team and would help lead a lot of these young players in improving aspects of their game that they need the most. I think they serve tremendous roles in making those things happen. Now, either way, if you keep them or if you trade them at the deadline, these are huge scoops that honestly have saved and kept any kind of interest in this Detroit Pistons season. Bojan has been playing fantastic. I love watching him heat up and hit threes and just get comfortable and basically shoot the lights out. The daggers he's able to hit in closing time in the fourth quarter, I'm warming up to. And they're fun. It's fun basketball to watch. It really is. I'm very impressed with how he's been. And Alec Burks as well. Again, the way he's so smooth and methodical, like I don't think he flops, but he's doing a very good job at being able to sell contact and get to the free throw line. It's not flopping like Kyle Lowry, but he is very good at what he does in terms of drawing contact from defenders and knocking down his free throw shots. And he's leading this bench unit exactly the way we thought he would. When he was hurt and wasn't playing, he was one of the most anticipated names to return and play for the Pistons for this exact reason that we're seeing now. Again, he's able to take pressure off young guards. He creates his own shot, and he's complimentary to everybody. And his game is helping. Again, 54 points off the bench for the Pistons compared to 19 for the Heat. And they were super predicated on their starters. The Heat, it was basically just Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo bust. That was it. Tyler Hero had 34, Bam had 21, and the next closest guy to that was Strus with 11. Kyle Lowry did nothing. He had 8 points. He flopped a couple times like he always does. But for the most part, again, you got the balance with the Pistons. You didn't get any of it with Miami. And it was a sight to see. Again, I'm super shocked. I'm super surprised. But I can't take this away. Again, I want to see the Pistons take at this point because I don't think they're going to the playoffs or winning anything big. But I do have to give them credit for these kind of victories. You don't want to see them just lose 30 games in a row. That wipes away the psyche of a young team. You want to see them build some confidence. You want to see them beat some teams that maybe they shouldn't beat and show that they're capable of doing things that we don't expect them to do, including winning games like this. And obviously winning it in convincing fashion of a 20-point blowout, you always going to have my respect. So shout out to the Pistons and what they did tonight. Super fun game. I loved everything that I saw from it. Talk to me in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. What were your thoughts about the Pistons blowout tonight against the Heat? Who was your MVP for the game? What did you like? What did you not like? Talk to me. I'd love to hear your feedback. Make sure you like the video as well. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel to ramp us up to 6,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to get the instant ding when you have instant content right here from us at DSN. Make sure you're tapping in on our social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above. Search and follow Detroit Sports Nation. And of course, tap in with me as well at I am Eric Vincent. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll be back with you again tomorrow with another update right here from the DSN News Desk. Peace.